France's view towards the Rwandan Genocide and the troops it had in 1994, first as advisors and then as peacekeepers, has evolved under Emmanuel Macron. This Tuesday, the consecration of a new memorial on the banks of the Seine in the heart of Paris, a memorial commemorating the hundreds of thousands killed during those 100 days. This is live images you're seeing of Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame, speaking. The monument, dubbed the Archive, designed by Berlin-based Portuguese artist Grada Colomba.
It also has a space in between, a vacuum, an emptiness. It seems like a passage to the other side, but it also can look like an emptiness, like a space where something is missing, where a million people are missing and are not there. This emptiness can also represent the silence of the international community.
Well, for more, let's cross now to Brussels history. It's time for our Spotlight segment. And we're in the company of historian Juliette Bour, author of the forthcoming book in French, Like Men, Women Politicians Who Are Génocidaires in Rwanda. Thank you for being with us here on France 24.
Hello, thank you for receiving me.
This consecration of a monument in the heart of Paris by the banks of the Seine, it's quite the evolution when you think of a few years back, France denying any responsibility whatsoever for what happened in 1994. Now, the French state doesn't say it was complicit in the genocide, but the Duclerc report by historians putting forth that there were responsibilities, a report ordered by the President Emmanuel Macron, who you saw attending that ceremony. Let me begin with a kind of a personal question. How have you seen those attitudes evolve just in the time you've been researching the topic?
I think, so I do a lot of field work in Rwanda, and personally, I never faced any problem with the fact that I was French in the way of conducting my research. But it's sure that for us researchers, it's a good thing that France recognized its role because we were facing a lot of denial of the role of France, denial of the genocide in itself. And now, after the Duclerc Commission, the opening of the archives in France, we have set a truth about what happened in Rwanda and the role of France.
And so this ceremony today, it's kind of the consecration of many years, but can that be rolled back? Because there are people in France who don't agree with what the Commission put out and deny any responsibility on the part of the French.
Yeah, there are still people that are denying the role of France, especially people who were in power in 1994. So we were allies of the Habyarimana regime before the genocide, and people who are also nationalists that don't want the bad decision made by France to be put into light. And of course, some people that are themselves involved in the massacres, and for some of them that are still living in France and scared also to face some trials.
It was a former Belgian colony, Rwanda, but it was the French who were present as military advisors when Paul Kagame's rebels took over after those 100 days in 1994. The French who'd set up this area that was supposed to be a humanitarian zone. It's been contested. We won't go into all the details of it, but how the French deal with that episode, how do you compare it? You're sitting in Brussels with the way the Belgians deal with it.
So yeah, the main difference between the attitude of Belgium and France is that Belgium asked for forgiveness in the early 2000s, and so recognized its own role, especially in recognizing how during the colonial era, Belgian administration did separate the Rwandan people into ethnic groups. So this separation that led to the genocide in 1994. In France, of course, the attitude was really different, and even if France was not the colonizer of Rwanda, the country was a close ally of the Rwandan regime led by Juvenal Habyarimana. France provided not only military support, but also economic, diplomatic support, and supported the government even despite all of the alerts that were raised in the years prior to the genocide. Because France knows, and we know that thanks to the Duclerc Commission, that there were massacres targeting the country, and that some diplomatic staff, military staff did raise the alarm, in addition to the NGO people or journalists that were asking France to stop its support to Rwanda before 1994.
Now, evidence in 2026 is still coming to light over what happened. Case in point, there was a letter last month that was brought to light concerning the widow of the president who died at the outset of that genocide, Juvenal Habyarimana, that you mentioned. Agathe Habyarimana, who lives in France. Crimes against humanity, there's no statute of limitation. What do you foresee when it comes to the case against her?
So yeah, the only fact that Agathe Habyarimana is now living in France is also something that is reproached to France during the genocide, because France did refuse to exfiltrate the Tutsi people that were working for the French embassy or the French Cultural Center, but did exfiltrate some people that were very close to the Rwandan extremists, and especially Agathe Kanziga Habyarimana that left Rwanda on the 9th of April. And since after a few years in exile, she's now living in France. And last year, she has a file raised against her a few years, like 17 years ago. But last year, the court in France did say that the case has to be dismissed, and that she was also a victim because of the attack against her husband on the 6th of April. But happily, like a few weeks ago, the court did say that the case won't be dismissed, and because of this new archive that we found that you mentioned, especially this letter between Paul Baril and her.
So just one quick final question. Whether it's Agathe Habyarimana, other instrumental people in the genocide, they lived for years in France with total impunity. They had impunity until they didn't. Is that just because of time passing, and that now people are looking with a clearer head at what happened?
So I think it was also a political question, because in this denial, the choice was also made to not found this special judicial unit that is like
investigating
these perpetrators, yes, investigating these perpetrators that are living in France. And it's only since 2014 that they raised a special unit, and since then there were 8 trials in France, and so people are now being put into trial and being condemned. And yeah, so this slowness was also a political decision, because the first complaint about them were mostly raised just after the genocide, like in 1995, 1996.
And for years, for some of them, went unpunished. Juliette Bour, so many thanks for joining us from Brussels.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us, there's more to come. More news plus the day's business. And in sports, we'll go over to the French Open for the latest on the quarterfinals there.